Hello everyone, this is Lexicon Architect, and for today's commander we're going to be looking at Lily Bowen, Raging Grandma, a mono green commander that we want to take advantage of doubling its 1/1 counters and gaining us a bunch of life throughout the game. We have many ways to give this trample and many other ways to double these counters over and over again so we can constantly get it to 16 power. And in the meantime, while we're growing it, we're going to be able to attack with a big trample creature that also has vigilance. So let's get into the deck tech. At mana value 1, we have a couple mana dorks. We have a hardened scalability, and we have the Ozolith, which is going to allow us to save our counters that were on a creature. If it did leave the battlefield, we can put it on the Ozolith. And that at the beginning of combat, you can move those counters around. The mana value 2, we have Benevolent Hydra, which is another hardened scalability. And we could also remove counters from it one at a time to put another counter. So we may want, there may be a circumstance where we want to put a counter on our commander or put a counter anywhere else, wherever we see fit. As I was saying earlier, we have ways to give trample. This creature, Duck Shell Crawler, is a way to get it. Gaia's Gift, we have protection. Gyre Sage for ramp. Heroic Intervention to protect our board. Lightning Greaves to protect our commander. We have Ram Through as removal. Scavenging Ooze, which is going to allow us to eat alive an opponent's graveyard if they do have targets in their grave, so they can't reanimate cards or play cards from the graveyard, since we're going to keep eating them alive with the Scavenging Ooze. At mana value 3, we have Beast Within as removal. Champion of the Lambholt to make sure that our creatures cannot be blocked. Cultivate for ramp, Herald for ramp. Hydra's Growth to potentially go on our commander, or it can go on another creature if we do want. We have Kami of the Whisper Hopes to help us ramp into our other spells. Kadama of the West Tree to allow us to give our modified creatures trample. So a 1/1 counter is a modification, and it's also going to help us thin out our deck if we do connect to one of our opponents with one of those creatures that is modified. Then we have Managorgia Hydra, 3 mana trample, that whenever a player casts a spell, put a 1/1 counter on it. So this can get out of hand if they don't deal with it, because it's just going to continuously grow over and over again. And like I said, it's got trample, so this thing is going to be swinging through for a lot of damage. Then I decided to put Staff of Completion in this deck, since we are gaining so much life with our commander anyway. We'll have the life to choose any one of these abilities to either destroy something we own, add 1 mana of any color, proliferate, draw a card, or untap the staff itself. Then at mana value 4, we got another card that's similar to Managorgia Hydra and Forgotten Ancient. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a counter on it, and then you can also move these counters onto another creature. We have Harmonize for card draw. At mana value 5, we have Defiler of Vigor, which is going to make our green permanent spells have Phyrexian mana to pay 2 life. And then whenever we cast a green creature spell, we put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Then we have Overwhelming Stampede as a way to close out the game by giving all of our creatures XX and trample, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Mana value 6, we have Cage Sun to help double up on our mana. We have Surikin Goreclaw as another way to give trample to our creatures. And then whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on it and it gains haste. Then at mana value 8, we have the Skullspore Nexus, which is going to cost X less to cast, where X is the greatest power. And for whatever case our board does get wiped, we're going to get a big creature out of it, and then for 2 mana we can tap this artifact to double the power and toughness. No, not toughness. Double target creature's power until the end of the turn. And then finally, at mana value 9, we have Sproutback Trudge. It costs X less to cast, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. So there might be a situation where we gain eternal life from our commander. It's going to cost 2 green. And then it says, at the beginning of your end step, if you gain life, you may cast it from your graveyard. So you can keep recurring this card over and over again. As far as utility lands, we have Castle Garenbrig to help us get 6 mana to only cast creature spells with it or activate abilities. Karn Bastion for Proliferate. Mosswork Bridge for the Hideaway 5. Nykthos to allow us to create a ton of mana based on our devotion to green. Opal Palace, every time our commander dies, it's going to enter in with a number of 1/1 additional 1/1 counters on it equal to the number of times it has been cast from the command zone. And then lastly, War Room, where we can pay 3 life. I mean, not 3 life. Tap 3, tap it, pay life equal to the number of colors in your commander's color identity, which is 1. So you only lose 1 life to draw a card. And that's it. This deck is going to cost you around $357. If you like this style of content, please subscribe to my channel. It will help me out a lot. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.